Hello, my friends. Yep, it's that time again. So, in our continuing series of Passport Bros and the launch of the video yesterday dealing with the issues of why Passport Bros exist, why the women upset seeing the men leaving, how these men are being received around the world, and some of the advantages of being a Passport Bro. But today I want to cover something that's much more crucial, because based on the amount of responses I got, and you guys can go back and read the comments on yesterday's video, it's insane how many men are just yearning to be Passport Bros or are already Passport Bros and are giving out tips. But I did see some serious errors.
New rookie Passport Bros. This happens. The veterans, the OGs, the expats know these women inside and out. You wouldn't pick up on until you've done 5-6 trips to Brazil. We recognize actions that these women do, cultural things, tells. You meet a beautiful girl, and to you, being new in a place like Brazil, you've come from such a famine of femininity. But an expat or a Rio vet to tell you, yo, I've tried to tell you, dog, you need to watch out for this, or that chick's not really into you, or she has this motive. Listen, women are on that finessing. They do that worldwide. And this happens down there. The same thing that Donovan is talking about. Oh, she's different and blah, 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 blah. And then you know that it's gone from a teachable moment to a learning experience for the gentleman that has to go through it. So this happens all the time down in Brazil.
And that's what we got to address today. Gentlemen, there are rules to the Passport Bros Club. There are very specific rules you have to adhere to when you want to become a Passport Bro. So you got to learn from the OGs, the older guys who are Passport Bros that are currently existing in those countries. And that's what we're going to focus on today. All right? But I'm going to start out with one simple rule. Just like in Fight Club. You never talk about Fight Club. In this case, you never bring the woman back to the West. You are going and you are staying, or you're commuting back and forth. But you are never, ever, ever, ever to think that you're going to bring her back here and she's going to be the same person that you met in her country. Do not ever, ever, have I said ever? Did I say ever? Do not ever think that you're going to bring her back to the West to stay.
You're fat, you're broke, you don't deserve a traditional wife. You need to level up. The same way they want a traditional girl. The girl, she's going to be way more traditional back in my country. So trust me, she's not marrying you for love, she's marrying you for your green card. So
you will literally be destroying everything that you worked for. Not a good idea, gentlemen. So, before we get into it, guys, you know the rules. Subscribe, hit the notification button, and like this video so that the algorithm will know that they have to send this out to more and more gentlemen who are suffering from problems in the West. Okay? And of course, if you have a quick question for me, get me over on Instagram, Ask an Older Man. But more importantly, book a session with the older man. Have a chat with him. It's very inexpensive. If you need to solve some of life problems, relationship, money, how to get your YouTube channel up and running, hey, I'm here to help you guys. Okay? So log into askanolderman.com, book a session, and I'll be happy to help you out. Okay, let's get into it. Like I mentioned in the video yesterday, the whole idea of the Passport Bros was born by men who went to Eastern European countries to find women who were literally abandoned by the wars that occurred there. And one gentleman responded, oh, that's not like the Passport Bros, because what these guys did was they bought the women back to America. They bought these European women, feminine women, back to America, and a lot of these women ended up leaving these men. Point, gentlemen, never, ever, 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 ever bring the woman back to the West. You become what you call a digital nomad. And this brings me to the next point. You have to have the ability to work remotely That's one of the biggest issues. As a passport bro, you have to fall into a few different categories. The idea behind it is that you're not only getting a fit, friendly, feminine woman, no kids, but you're also going to a country that you're going to get financial benefit. Of course, financially, you are literally paying, and I'm putting that in quotes because I know some of you women are going to come at me. You're paying to provide and protect this woman a lot less than what women in the West are demanding from you. Western women, oh, they want six-figure men.
The only group of men that are shamed for being passport bros are black men. No cap. The reason why is because black men are expected to accept anything. We're expected to get the bottom of the barrel. We're expected to take the leftovers. No cap. We're not allowed to have standards. We're not allowed to have preferences. We're not allowed to have anything. We just accept whatever the woman gives us. No cap. Any other race of men that travel overseas and go get younger women, it's fine. It's just not okay when black men do it. White guys been going overseas for years dealing with younger women, Hispanic men, Asian men. It's only a problem when black men do it. No cap.
But your 30, 40, or 50,000, even 60, 70,000 makes you a top value man in the Philippines, in Colombia, in countries where the US dollar, the euro, the pound sterling is worth a hell of a lot more over there. So you're going for the financial incentive of living a good, healthy life in a new country with opportunities with a great woman, being able to build your legacy or your next generation in peace and harmony instead of the reverse.
I didn't get to the point where I was saying, well, look, I'm in it for the real deal here. I'm looking for a woman young enough to have children because I don't have children and I want to be a dad. So I'll give you everything if you give me everything. Couldn't even get to that point. But I could have that conversation with a woman in the Philippines like I had with Jayan, and she would say, okay, tell me more. How's that work? And then you have a discussion about it, and then you can come to find out, if your goals are going to work out together. So I literally stopped swiping in the United States.
So my point is, you look at the incentives. However, you still have to be able to maintain your lifestyle or maintain that income coming in. So that brings us to the next point. Do not buy a piece of property and put it in her name in her country. For example, in the Philippines, you can't buy a piece of property or a house. You are only able to buy an apartment. And I'm learning a lot of this from men that are sending me messages, right? You can only buy an apartment, condo, which is fine, perfect. That land has to be in the wife's or the person who you're going to marry there, only in the local's name. So, guys, you don't want to put yourself in that position, man. You don't want to be in a position where you give that woman all the power. You will become the bitch. Because one thing we know about female nature, once women have power, it will be used against you.
Don't give your strength to women. Like, what does that mean? Don't give your money, yourself, your essence, your who you are to women, because that has brought kings down. This is how powerful women are. We have the ability to bring down kings. So be careful, son. Like, don't give your strength to just any old woman, because she can bring you down, right? If she doesn't have your best.
Let me repeat that. Once a woman has power, she will use it against you because it's the best psychological weapon for her to use against you. Remember, women don't fight physically. They fight psychologically. So when the shit hit the fan and she knows she has that power over you, you're screwed. I've seen many videos of men who have done that in Thailand, and those women have left them broken. And it's hard to recover after you've hit middle age. And I'm talking anywhere between 40, 45. Trying to recover at that age is difficult. So do not buy property and put it in her name. I just repeated that so it will sink in. Do you understand me? Next point I want to make. I would even not consider buying any real estate at all. Only rent property. The money that you save on the down payment and the other expenses, the upkeep of the property, the mortgage, the insurance on the property, taxes on the property, you should not have that hanging over your head. I know you all have been conditioned. When I say you all, a lot of Westerners, especially in America, have been conditioned to think, oh, I need to buy my own home. Let me try to get this through to you guys. A home is not an asset. A home or a house that you purchase is not an asset. What is an asset? An asset is something that pays you a return. Your house literally sucks from you. So a lot of people get this idea that, oh, I need to own my own house. No, you don't. No, you don't. When you rent, you're literally not getting caught up in the bullshit that comes with owning a property. When you rent, something breaks. That's the landlord's problem. Oh, insurance rates gone up. Oh, that's the landlord problem. That's not my problem. Okay. Oh, okay. So he wants to increase the rental rates. I'll move out, go a little further out of the city, find something cheaper. But you know what? When interest rates fluctuate on your mortgage, you can't just, I can move. No. When something major goes wrong with the house, that's you. That's on you. So on a house, you're constantly paying out. Nothing is coming in. You are paying to stay in the home, but you're not getting a return on the home because real estate prices don't jump as fast as they used to in the past. And if you're staying in a foreign country, there's a lot of uncertainty, my friend. So it's better for you to be able to rent, shit hit the fan, boom, you out. You own a house, I got to put it on the market. Oh, the realtor's trying to rip me off because they know I'm desperate. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Trust me, I've been in the real estate market for over 2 decades. So don't get caught up with owning a property, and definitely don't put it in the woman's name. All right? Let's look at what a gentleman wrote to me and said. Yeah, this gentleman says, never buy in a woman's home country. Rent, like I just said. Don't take them overseas, like I just said earlier. Always keep back something in your home country. Great advice. Like investments and properties. In other words, don't take everything overseas. Because if they have to seize stuff, you should make it a little bit more difficult for them to get to everything. All right? You can move towards buying in the woman's home country if you have kids and married. That's different. But make sure the woman passes the test, and even then, still keep back stuff in your home country. So these are some of the veterans, the OGs that are out there who giving you good advice. And I'll tell you, absolutely agreed. The biggest issue that most men have is that they tend to trust these women wholeheartedly. They get so caught up in the fact that, oh my God, these girls are so beautiful and they're paying me so much attention, and I've never had this back in the West. Oh, they're so respectful, and oh my God. And you get all carried away. And for a lot of you guys that never got that kind of attention back home, you get stupid. Drunk with all of this attention and love, and this. Women are women anywhere you go in the world, my friends. And like I said earlier, if she can see that she can manipulate you and get her under your control, you are then going to be the bitch. Remember that.
The first thing we want is a man that we cannot manipulate. That's first and foremost. And what I mean by this is if he's naive and if he believes everything we tell him, and if he doesn't double check and he doesn't triple check, and he's just super, super naive, women hate that. Even if she has every intention to manipulate you, even if she's planning to cheat on you, she still wants to know that you can wake up to this and you're not going to let her get away with this. You're not going to be so stupid and naive. And the reason why we hate naivety in men, we hate naivety, is that if you can't spot the threats in us, you can't tell how might be a threat to you, we think that you can't spot the threats in other people. Maybe another woman can manipulate you, or maybe that you'll trust the wrong people, or maybe when we go out you can't protect me because you can't even spot the threats in the environment.
A woman loses respect for you when she can control you. Once that occurs, my friend, the respect leaves. And what I mean by control, meaning she can get whatever she wants whenever she commands it from you. It's like a spoiled child. You got to be careful of how much you give these women. Don't try to buy a woman's love. There's a technique that a lot of women will use. They won't ask you for anything, but they will subtly suggest it. Be careful, gentlemen. Be careful, because a lot of foreign women are very good at being feminine. And because you're not used to that, you don't understand the weapons of femininity. The weapons of femininity. I shouldn't say weapons, I should say tools. I think tools is a much better way to put it. Because if it's a weapon, it means that it's dangerous. Well, in this case, it is. Because if she keeps using these tools against you, and you constantly get manipulated by her, she will lose respect for you. All right? So you got to be careful. Reach out to other men in the country to make sure that you understand the mentality of those women in that country, because women in different countries have different types of mental games that they play. You have to understand the playing field that you're in. Otherwise, if you're playing football and she's playing basketball, my friend, and you don't understand the rules of basketball, you just screwed yourself. I don't know if that was the best analogy, but my point is that if you don't understand how these women operate in their femininity, in their culture, you'll get messed up. I'll give you a prime example. A lot of women want the men to help their family members. And it could start just subtle. Oh, my sister, my mother, oh, she needs to go to get operation. And all of a sudden you feeling like, oh man, if I help her mother, I'm in if I help her mother. And she bats those eyes at you, nice little cute smile, and rub you in your chest, and all of a sudden you're sending money to pay for her mother. Then her cousin realizes that, oh, he seemed to have money. Oh, can you ask your boyfriend if he could help me with some school? I need to pay school fees. And all of a sudden, you're thinking, oh man, if I just save this one from, being kicked out of school, it's not a lot of money compared to what you're making. It's a couple $100, but boom, I could easily do that. Oh, she'll love me even more. And then all of a sudden, my friend, you realize that you have a bucket with holes in it. And it's your woman poking those holes in it. And whatever you put into that bucket on a monthly basis or from your investment is slowly leaking out the bottom. Then you realize, oh, Jesus, man, I can't keep this up. You got to plug those holes. And she's upset. But from the beginning, you make sure that you say to her, listen, I will only provide for our family. I cannot and I will not pay for your extended family's issues. So let's not get into that issue. So you make the rules right up front. Otherwise, you're going to be paying. And shutting off the tap after you've turned it on is a lot harder, my friend. Better to not turn it on, okay? I want to keep this one short, but if you guys know of any other issues anywhere you are as Passport Bros, send them in on the comments below, please. Let's help other gentlemen protect themselves when they go overseas, all right? I want to make this one last point because I saw something that was quite disturbing. And yeah, this is actually a very important point because a lot of people confuse Passport Bros with sex tourism. There's a lot of guys that go to different countries for variety of sex. These guys will fly over to Colombia, Panama, Cuba, just to have different women to have sex with.
Adiós. Vaya presa porque ahorita voy por Adiós. 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 Bye. Bye, amigo. Bye. Are you still? Let's go. Adiós. Tócame. Come on, my nigga. Up. My nigga, up. Tócame. Don't touch me. Tócame. Tócame. Don't touch me. Tócame.
not that important. It's not that important. Your life is what more, bro. Don't do it.
And people confuse them for passport bros. Passport bro is not a sex tourist. A passport bro is someone who's going to look for a long-term relationship and looking to actually settle in that country. These are two totally different things. But of course, people confuse these two things. They're men that go to Thailand to try to get with the lady boys. That's sex tourism. That is not passport bros. Passport bros have a very distinct goal. I need to go find a wife. I want to have an alternative life that I cannot get in the West.
Women in the Philippines are very traditional comparatively to the Western countries. And so what that means is that they really want to have kind of traditional gender roles. Mm-hmm. And it's something where even though it's a developing country, there's a lot of women there that are educated as well, but still would prefer to be a wife and a mother first.
It's either the woman or the finances or just the lifestyle. I need to get away from the craziness. That is a passport bro. So I just want to end with it right there. I want to make this one quite short. Understand the challenges that you're going to have, gentlemen, when you go into a new country. It's my advice to first go online, find a particular area that it's easy to commute back and forth. Or if you just want to get the hell away, get over to Asia. Get over to those areas where you want to spend 12, 15 hours in the air just to get there. Because you said, I want to get as far away from the West as possible. The further away you do get from the West, the more different the women are, just so you understand. Okay? Don't forget Africa. 54 countries in the continent of Africa. Gentlemen, pick one. Find passport bros who have gone there and enjoying the lifestyle, etc. Okay? Stay away from cities is always my best advice. Cities are naturally where a lot of the more progressive women are who've already been infected by feminism. But hey, let's end it there, guys. Subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions. Log into askanolderman.com. Let's have a chat about anything that you have a problem with. All right? I look forward to your comments. And of course, remember, whenever in doubt, ask an older man. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.